Have you ever wondered if starting a Facebook group is right for you? You're going to love this episode because I'm interviewing my business bestie, Angie McPherson, who is a photographer and educator for branding photographers and truly my business bestie for over a decade now. We've grown our businesses side by side from being totally service-based, photography in our area, shooting weddings together, to now both having some type of online offering, courses, coaching, mentoring, all the things. And it's just been so fun and inspiring to learn beside her and to see her explosive growth. She is the Instagram queen. She is so good at Instagram. But today we are actually going to be talking about her Facebook community. And I actually used Angie as an example in the past of someone who may not need a Facebook group, or it's okay if a Facebook group isn't right for you. But she had a change of heart, and that's what we're going to talk about in this episode, is how she built her Facebook community and turned it into a lead generating machine, and how she's so happy to have this as another touch point in her marketing circle and her customer journey. And one of my favorite things is that people are finding her Facebook community that may not be as active on her number one platform, which is Instagram. You guys will have to go check her out over there at Angie Janine. This is episode 118, and you can go to the show notes to find all of Angie's links and see what she's up to at elizabethhenson.co/E118. So let's go ahead and get started. I cannot wait for you guys to hang out with me and Angie. We also live streamed this episode inside my free Facebook community, the Community Builder. So if you'd rather watch and see Angie's bubbly personality, you can jump in that Facebook community. Just search the Community Builder in Facebook groups. All right, let's go. Welcome back to the Messy Success Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Henson, and I help high-performing artists and creative leaders grow and scale communities so that marketing is easy. This podcast combines business tips and real-life experiences in being the creative entrepreneur that we all are. So you're in the right place if you want to leave feeling a little bit more confident and normalize these day-to-day struggles that we all experience as business owners. And you can do this while mastering your marketing so that business is light and easy. I'm so glad you're joining me here where we can get a little bit messy, a little bit creative, and it's okay to be super ambitious. Let's get started. Welcome, Angie.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you today. Community builders, we have a special treat, my absolute BFF, Angie McPherson. And I know there's a lot of you in this group that haven't maybe been following my journey for the last decade, but Angie has been a part of that. We built our photography businesses side by side. She was literally like, hey, do you want to go like shoot around? And we had like a random meetup with a couple of girls and never looked back. And now we're both in this like digital entrepreneur space with courses and memberships and all the things. So I am just beyond excited to have you.
Oh my gosh. It's been years and our businesses have changed so much. It's so crazy to think about.
I know. I mean, and we still vox each other and we're like, gosh, like what is going to be next? When is our next breakthrough? Like, what are we doing? Or like, feeling stuck or feeling crazy. But then sometimes we have to have that reminder of like, look at ourselves 10 years ago. While Angie and I could literally talk about everything business and everything the last 10 years, the main thing I want to focus about today is her Facebook community, because she started it not even a year ago. I was going to make all of this content based on it being 1 year later, but we're more at like the 10-month mark, I think.
Yeah. It was definitely less than a year. And it's been such a great community of photographers. I'm able to not only my voice, if you're listening to this, my voice is shot. So I don't typically sound like this, but today I am.
We almost canceled because her voice is a little scratchy, but we're going to power through.
Under the weather, but I'm rallying. Okay. So it's been a great place for me to pour into my community, but it's also a great place for photographers to pour and to each other. And I just love that because they'll talk about pricing and marketing and booking clients. And it's not just from one perspective, from me to them, it's from the whole community towards each other.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So let me give a little bit of context. So Angie was very resistant to starting a Facebook community, not because she doesn't love them, but she just didn't want to have like another area to like pour her time and energy to. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I even did a little bit of content around like a Facebook community isn't for everyone. And I spoke to Angie. I'm like, she literally kills it on Instagram. She doesn't need to be all the places. But then finally, she was like, you know what? I am going to do it. And like, I kind of sat down and I told her a little bit about how I help people. And typical Angie like does her own thing. And of course it works, and infused some of the things that I help with. But her community is specifically for branding photographers. So it's not specific to people who have been in her courses or people who have worked with her. It is open to any branding photographer. And she's already at, I think I saw this morning, 1,200 members. So like over 1,000. And we're going to talk about that growth because you guys know that's not totally typical. But Angie, tell us a little bit about like why you finally made the decision to go for it and kind of how you set up the group or what you feel like the vision of the group is.
Yeah, so I was apprehensive for years because I had Facebook groups for my courses, my programs. And I was like, man, if I have another Facebook group, it's just going to be more work and I'm going to have to be trying to balance everything. But the thing about my programs is that I launch live. And so I host it live. And so I eventually close the cart. And so I'm not in my Facebook groups for my courses year round. And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could fit in some more engagement, in between my launches, in between my courses and a public Facebook group, especially because I get so many DMs with questions about branding photography. And I'm like, man, these questions are so good. If I had a hub where I could have all these conversations where other people can see the answers and where other people could have, good feedback and insight into things, it would be great. And it doesn't have to be people that have invested in my courses or have mentored with me. If people are asking these questions, I want other photographers. I want to give them the opportunity to see the answers and to converse as well. And so I launched this Facebook group and I got your help because I was like, how can I really leverage this group and also be building my list at the same time? Because these are people who may not have even seen me. These are people who other photographers may have invited them. I want to be able to communicate with them with my email list as well, because I have freebies and master classes and things like that, weekly inspiration and education. And so you told me to put in the questions, basically, would you like to download my free, opt-in? And you introduced me to this, it's like a tool or an app or a plugin or something.
Yeah, group leads.
That does it automatically. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this saves me so much time from having to go and manually input email addresses every single time somebody joins my Facebook group. So that is how not only have I been building my Facebook community, but building my email list at the same time. And if I could put like a percentage, I think probably 70 to 80% of people who enter my Facebook community are also opting into my email list. So I'm like rapidly building my email list with just people who could eventually enroll in my courses, book me for strategy calls, come to my in-person events. It's just been this godsend lead generator as well as community builder.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And I feel like I happened to catch this the other day in your group too. Someone was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I found this group because I'm in a lot of photography groups, but nothing specifically to branding photography. And I was like, of course, like from what I do, I was like, yes, like people are finding her group, not just from your other platforms, but they're finding your group because they're on Facebook looking for a group.
Exactly. It's like organic, capture. It's just, they're typing in brand photographer and you were helping me put like the title of it, it's called branding photographer community. Just as simple as that for someone to search that on Facebook. And I'm finding that people are like inviting people. So I can see in the people who are requesting, it'll say like invited by XYZ. So there's people who invite like 10 to 15 people. So it's like once they find it, they're like, oh my goodness, I know other branding photographers who really need to join. And they're inviting people to it. And that's that's a nice surprise too.
Oh my gosh. That's what I tell people all the time. Like it is literally just organic lead generation. No matter how fast it's happening or how slow it's happening, it's free and it's organic traffic to your list and to your community. And even if you drop the ball and don't post content or engage in there super often, like yours is kind of have this life of its own that you can take days off from the group, like you're still getting leads. So like even if you drop the ball inside the group, people are still taking that initiative to join the group, which means they're getting on your list and you can touch them in other places.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so another like kind of atypical result that you have had is this like natural engagement that photographers are asking questions and posting pictures. And I think there's a couple of things happening here that you have like nailed, which is just your overall kind of like online presence. And I think when you're present on all the platforms, it makes it easier for people to be reminded to be in your group, to engage. But I also see a similar thing across the board with photography groups or anything that's very visual, where you just get a lot more of that organic engagement because people want to share their pictures, they want to talk
Right.
about their pictures or get feedback or get help. Whereas like the coaching space, like people are very nervous to ask for help or to like show anything. Like what would they
Right.
even show? They're not going to post a picture of themselves and be like, I'm really stuck on how to build an email list, right? Like
Right.
it's very, very different. So those, I never want people to play the comparison game because photographers are in kind of this separate entity. But what you got right was niching down to like a specific type of photography. And then
Right.
also kind of like your personal brand, like infused to all of it.
Yeah, and I really like to dive into what I'm best at. And I always give people that advice, like whatever you're good at, dive into that. Like I know naturally I do best when I'm like teaching live. And so I'll host monthly Facebook Lives in that community and I'll create an event for it. I'll ask people for questions. I know that I thrive in that way. Now, some people thrive in maybe an audio, like, podcasting. They could be putting exclusive, podcast episodes in their Facebook community and then driving people there. Or if somebody's just really good at one-on-one coaching, they can upload maybe a strategy call, like a snippet of a strategy call into a Facebook community and say, hey, this one of my clients asked about this. We wanted to share it here so you could learn from it. So I always recommend like whatever you're good at, whatever you have an expertise in, use that in your Facebook group. I'm good at live. I'm good at just really going back and forth with people on questions. So I'll do like prompts, like share your most recent headshot of yourself or share your portfolio work from your client, or I'll do like a location thread so they can connect with other people. Like I'm just really good personally at just connecting with people and going back and forth. And so people have different strengths, have different weaknesses. I really just say like pour into your strength into your Facebook community.
Yes, I love that so much. And I feel like yours is such a good balance of organic conversations, but then your personal brand is present. Like it's not the Angie show, but then
Right.
it's not also like Angie's not there, right? Like
Right.
it is that perfect balance of like, I'm going to show up intentionally in these containers and here's how you guys can, ask questions and get feedback. But then people are also like jumping right in and having their own conversations. It's so
Right.
cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's so mane questions that I can't even answer. Like I'm a Canon girl, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, what Nikon should I get?" I'm like, "Well, I'm glad you asked in here because there's a 1,200 people in here. I'm sure one of them can help you because I don't know anything about Nikon."
Oh my gosh. Do you ever get like people that ask you questions privately and then you encourage them to ask in the group, or do you just like make note of the question and talk about it later?
That's a great question. I've had some questions where, like you said, they're perfect for the group, and I'll say, "Oh my gosh, this is so great. Can you ask this in the group?" But if there's something like private that, maybe they're having a problem with a client or something they probably don't want publicized, I'll take note of it and then make it like a general question in the Facebook community. Like I'll add it to my Q&A as a general question.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so walk us through like the launch of the group because I feel like you went from 0 to 500 members like pretty quickly. Again, I feel like there needs to be this like disclaimer of like, don't compare. These results are not typical.
Yeah,
um,
it was pretty quick. I had a lot of lead into it. I built the page, I put the graphics on it, like the cover page and the description and everything. And then I launched it to my business page, my business Facebook page. I launched it to my email community, which already had thousands of photographers. I launched it to my Instagram. I think I may even have put it on LinkedIn. Everywhere that I showed up online where my audience was, I launched it. And I'm pretty sure that I went live pretty quickly to kind of really showcase that value, showcase my personality, and showcase that I'm there and that this isn't just a place to just hang out and do nothing. Like I wanted to show them that there's going to be value here. So those first couple of days, I was very, very active. I did the Facebook Live. I immediately did like an Instagram thread, like, hey, drop your Instagram here so people can really match faces to names. I also did a location thread. So I just said, say what state you're located in, and then reply to everyone or reply to whatever state you're in. So somebody would say California, and then under that comment, it would say Los Angeles, Orange County and Santa Barbara. So people could easily find each other by location. I've had so many photographers say, oh, I met a photographer in this community. We met up for headshots, we met up for coffee. And so those first couple of weeks, I was really active in just creating engagement, creating opportunities for people to come in, comment, say something, upload a photo. I had a bunch of prompts, very, very active in those first few weeks. And I kind of pin every now and then, I'll pin some of the same types of prompts, location thread, share your portfolio, share your own headshot, share your location, just to have like a new place for new people that come in every month to feel that they haven't missed out, on connecting with people.
Oh my gosh, that's so smart. And what a good example of like business is simple, right? Like those kind of posts worked in Facebook groups 10 years ago and they still work today, right?
They do.
I'm over here like squishing my brain, like what really prompting, thoughtful question can I ask today? When sometimes it can be as simple as, share your handle on a different platform. I forgot all about that we used to do that because we did a LinkedIn thread that did really well. And it's like location thread, like so funny how, because I'm in it, I'm not thinking like simple works.
Right. Yeah. And I'll literally like sit back for like half an hour and be like, man, what kind of prompt can I put? But I'm like, girl, just keep it simple. It doesn't have to be this thought-provoking thing.
Yeah. I mean, and with photographers too, you can get really specific. So you can ask them questions about their gear. You can ask them to share photos. You've done all of that. Like, or what's like one thing that's stopping you from raising your prices? I mean, you can have some really fun conversations in there. So good. Absolutely. So what would you say is like your favorite way to drive traffic to the group now that we're almost a year later and you're not in this big like launching of the group phase? Do you kind of just like remind people? Do you talk about it on your other platforms?
My favorite way is creating new content. And like I said, my expertise is live. So I'll do a Facebook Live once a month and I will I will send it to my email list beforehand. Like, hey, I'll send them a valuable email. And at the bottom be like, if you want to learn more about this topic, I'm going live in my Facebook group, next Friday at 12 p.m. And so on the front end, I'm pushing people to the group for more content leading up to it. And then the morning of, hey, I'm going live today on Facebook to my email list, to my Instagram, to wherever. And then after the video is done, I'll take a little screen grab of me talking and put it in my email marketing and have it linkable to the Facebook Live and say, in case you missed it, I went live, and I'll bullet point everything that I talked about. I'll say in this live, I talked about marketing, booking clients, email marketing, social media, pricing. If you want to tune in, go here. And it just baffles me how many new people join the Facebook group that have been on my email list for years.
Yes.
And month to month, they're finally hopping into the Facebook group. I'm like, where have you been? Have you been? It's like they're waiting for that like juicy content that they just can't miss. So
or it's the email that they actually open, right? Because we know open rates are like kind of a numbers game. So it might be that, they didn't see the last two emails and now they're like, oh crap, I got to get in there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The reminding is huge. And that's like the easiest thing to teach people right away. If they're like, oh, my Facebook group is not engaged. It's like, well, are you sending email newsletters reminding them of what's going on? Because everybody's busy. I mean, think about all the things that we see on a daily basis that we want to engage with and we don't.
Right. They say it takes like, 7 times for people to see something and to convert. So don't be afraid to remind people you're doing them a favor because it's going to be valuable content. You're doing them a favor by reminding them of what they're missing out on.
Yes. And then it's less work for us because we're just reminding instead of creating new stuff.
Right.
Like I used to be the queen of like, I got to create new stuff for all the different platforms. And like, now it's like, how can I leverage all of these conversations?
Oh my gosh. That has been for sure a big marketing strategy of mine, is not to keep creating new all the time, but just repurposing what I've already done. So my Facebook Lives, I will repurpose them and take little 60-second clips and put them on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. I'll download the whole video and upload it into YouTube as just a brand new video because I'm still answering questions and providing value. I'll put it on LinkedIn. Like I'm taking that content and repurposing it everywhere.
That was actually going to be my next question, is if you were repurposing your Facebook videos.
Yeah,
So
even for my blog too. I'll put it on my blog.
And so, but it starts with your Facebook group. Not always. I know sometimes you choose to start on a different platform. Like when you're creating for YouTube specifically, it's like a different project than when you're repurposing.
Yeah.
Have you taken advantage of the thumbnails yet for your videos so that all your videos inside your Facebook group have a thumbnail? Have you done that yet?
I think I do.
You have to do it after the fact. It doesn't allow you to do it beforehand.
Yeah, I will. I have like a standard like thumbnail look in Canva. So anytime I upload like horizontal video to LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook group, Facebook business page, I use the similar look. So it can stay consistent. Yeah.
It just like makes it so much easier to point back to, because I found like people were asking the same questions over and over. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to find that video when I go into my media section and it's all just my head, right?
Exactly. You're like, what was I even talking about? Yeah.
So that thumbnail makes it so much easier to just grab and share with them, or to point back to. Sometimes if I'm having a week where I'm not really engaged in the group as much, I just point back to an old video or use an old video for my newsletter. I mean, it's just like, it never runs out of things to remind or bring back, like you said, for all those new members.
Exactly.
Okay. So I know there was one time where you said to me, like, Liz, I actually wish I had done this sooner.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that a little bit as to what prompted you to have that, like, man, a Facebook group really is a good thing, and I kind of wish I would have done it sooner?
It's all about lead generation. I've been selling courses and digital products for years, and I'm only 10 months into this Facebook group. And I'm like, man, if I would have started this years ago, I'd have way more people in the group. I'd have way more people on my email list. I'd have way more people enrolling in my programs. And so, the best time to start something like this was like years ago. And like the second best time is today. Like, just do it. Like, if you're thinking like, oh, I don't know if, it's going to work out. Like it's all about trial and error. Like, just test it out, start the group, come up with some prompts, go live in there, really share, the value, and really just foster the community so that people are really helping each other.
Yes. So good. Oh man. There was another question I was going to ask around that. How much time do you feel like you spend in the group on a weekly basis?
Ooh, it depends. If I'm launching, I'm in there hours a day because lots of questions are coming in, lots of new people are coming in. If it's just a typical day, and when I say launch, it's like a 2 to 3 week period.
Yeah.
But during just a typical season, probably 15, 30 minutes a day, just answering a couple questions.
Yeah. See, that's even more than me because your group is bigger. And that is something that, and more active, really, that is something that happens as the group gets bigger. There's more and more engagement. But again, it's like, you don't have to be in those comments. You're choosing to, right? Because there might be opportunities to nurture relationships so that they're eventually, buying from you. But yeah, when you were talking about this is my thought that I had earlier. Joy Michelle, I mean, her group, I think, is like 5 or 6 years old now, maybe even older. And she's over 10,000 members.
Wow.
And it's like, now she's at the point where sponsors are like paying her to, like host events or do promotions in the group. And I think I don't really have any actual answers to this. This is all just me kind of hypothesizing, but I think some of these big companies know the value of a large Facebook group versus just a large like Instagram profile, right? And it's a different type of investment for them because they're paying to be in front of a very specific container that has better watch rates, than just Instagram or just Facebook would. So it creates opportunity as well to like kind of just get it started and see what happens.
Yeah, especially because Facebook, social media, Instagram, TikTok, the conversion, like getting somebody to click a link is much harder than it is to just be able to post a video or a link in the Facebook group. It's so much easier for someone to click over from the Facebook platform to, book a call or make a sale or download something than it is on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. So if you had any tips for anyone just getting ready to get started, what do you think you would say?
I would say Okay, tips for getting started with the Facebook community. I would say just create the page, or create the group first of all, make it all pretty, put your header photo, put your, your group rules, your things like that. Like just get started with actually taking the action and creating the Facebook group. That's going to motivate you to go to the next steps. The next steps, I would just start gathering all your questions that you're getting from all these different platforms. And really, when you first pull your group in, put those pain points in the description, in your email. Hey, I'm starting a Facebook community. We're going to be talking about ABC, XYZ, like those common, pain points from people so that people who are going to join can say, oh, this is exactly what I've been looking for. This is the exact type of content I've been looking for. And then when you launch, just find your specific platforms where your people already are. So maybe your email list, maybe your Instagram account or TikTok or LinkedIn or wherever, and make a nice pretty little link, facebook.com/ whatever your group is called, instead of the numbers and the letters and the mumbo jumbo. and push it out there. And on its way in of the people that are coming into your group, have them give the opportunity to give them your email address to build your list, but to also give them access to extra content.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so good. And another thing too that made me remember is those questions to enter is a great place to ask, like what's one thing they want to learn or something that they're struggling with. And because you're using group leads, it all goes into a database. And like whenever I need to come up with a podcast episode or something to talk about, I go straight to that document.
Yeah, for sure. That's great. Yeah. It's just like content, like market research.
Yeah. And it's just automatically put into that spreadsheet for me. So like, I don't have to think, I just go right to that spreadsheet. It's so freaking helpful. And then if anyone watching has like a higher ticket offer and you're doing like more one-to-one nurturing, another thing that we've experimented with is going into that database and like, say, Susie's like, man, I'm really struggling with engagement in my Facebook group. Mm-hmm. I could then go message her like 6 months later and just be like, hey, Susie, I saw when you joined the group that you were struggling with engagement. How's that going for you?
That's
right.
Great.
And just have those DM conversations. And that's something that we experimented with, a while back, and we need to kind of pick it up again. But
that's great.
Especially like my high ticket salespeople that focus on sales calls, that's like such a good way. And then I'm going to share an Angie tip that has been like life-changing. When you are launching on Instagram, whichever platform, Angie will, you'll have to maybe speak to this, but I know you create a list of people to like purposely engage with because they know you're there, they are your warmest leads. Can you speak a little bit to that like secret ninja sauce?
Yeah, anyone who's on a wait list. So if I'm launching a program and somebody's joined the wait list, I'll go through in the wait list. And I'm like, okay, who can I connect with on Instagram? Because I know that I'm launching this. I know that they're interested in this. I want them to see, my masterclass or join my Facebook group ahead of time so that when I tell them that the enrollment is open, it's not just a cold, like, hey, it's open. Like I want to warm them up. I want them to see that I know them, that I see them. And so I'll take a couple weeks and go through that list and really connect with these people on Instagram, commenting on their post and connecting with them in the DMs. And so, like I said, by the time I'm actually opening enrollment for whatever they've already signed up for the waitlist for, they are a very warm, even hot lead.
Yes, I love that. It's like one of those above and beyond things that we just don't think about, right? Because we're just like, oh, I'm just going to post. Oh, I'm just going to send this email. But there's so many more things that you could be doing to like reaching and touching your people. And I think that's something that you're so good at.
Yeah. And when you have a smaller community, like I don't have 1 million followers or even 100,000 followers. When you have a smaller community, it's the perfect opportunity to have those touch points because you have the access to touch these people. You don't have 1 million followers you're trying to connect with. Like you have those, those raving fans, those people who are so interested in looking at your content and enrolling in your content. You can take the time and send voice messages and comment on DMs. It's so much easier with a smaller community.
Yeah, it really is. And I tell people that all the time, like your Facebook group should be a little bit smaller than your other platforms. I shouldn't use the word should, but the trend in the way I see it, and I'll be curious to see if you think of it this way too, is like Instagram is like first base, right? Like it's very possible that someone will discover us on Instagram for the first time, right? But then if they take that extra step to join our group, it's almost like second base. It's like they worked a little bit harder to like get into the group and be engaged. And it's like email newsletters, like kind of in that second, third base too. So it's like, there's our cold traffic, Instagram, where only 2% of people are seeing our stuff. Then they get onto our newsletter list and our Facebook group, and it's more like 40% is seeing our stuff. And then like eventually, I guess third base would be like buying.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
It's like a little bit of a different, they have to work a little harder to purposefully engage or join that Facebook group. And the groups that I love the most, I intentionally go there, right? Like I'm not waiting for the algorithm to tell me that something's going on. Like Social Curator used to be like this before they were on a different platform. I love the group Create, Cultivate. Like I will intentionally go to the search bar or go to my bookmark and go to that group. And that's what we want, is we want our groups to be so good that people are intentionally going there and not just waiting for the algorithm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Anything, I know you're just coming off a launch. You're like a little bit under the weather. Is there anything else that you want to share about like that might be helpful as far as just community building in general, whether it's newsletter list, Facebook, or Instagram? I know those are like your three.
Yeah, those are my three. I would say, and it's crazy because years ago or a year ago, it was just two. Like a Facebook community was not even on my radar. I would just say to be consistent in whatever you're doing. Like I said, pour into your strength, and be consistent in that strength. My strengths are showing up live. My strengths are creating Instagram reels that are like fun and engaging. So I'm trying to be as consistent with that as I can, because I want people to know, like, and trust me, and eventually enroll in my programs and see my personality. But if your strength is, creating like really information packed carousel posts on Instagram, or, vlog style YouTube videos, or just like beautifully written emails that aren't salesy or anything, it's like writing a blog and an email, like whatever your strengths are, be consistent in that, because that's going to create those raving fans, getting people excited. Like people who love that content are going to love any type of content that you decide to sell in the future. So just start being consistent with your own strengths.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And it's such a good reminder to not like force yourself to do something that you don't feel like is your gift.
Absolutely.
Yeah, such a good reminder. And I know we have quite a few photographers in this group. So if for some reason, I don't know how this would be possible, that you have not yet connected with Angie, make sure that you find her on Instagram at Angie Janine, and we'll put all this in the comments as well. And hop over to her Facebook group. You can literally search branding photography community or her name, and it will pop up in Facebook groups.
Yes, come on and join us.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining. This was like, it's just so funny to like see us in this capacity when we're literally like boxing all day, every day.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
So funny. I hear you all day, but I don't see you all day. So this is fun.
I know, unless it's like the one time a year that we get to see each other in person.
Right.
Oh my gosh. And just one last little nugget for you guys. If you don't have a business BFF, I highly recommend putting yourself out there and like finding your Angie, because I mean, a decade of business building, and I just can't imagine like doing it alone.
Oh my gosh, me neither. I don't know where I would be. I'd probably still be shooting weddings for 10 hours on Saturdays.
Oh my gosh. And now you're just doing lives with Jasmine Star. Like,
Too funny. Yes. Well, thank you for having me, Liz. This was great.
Yes, of course. I think this is probably like Angie episode number 3 on the Messy Success podcast.
I think so.
All right. Thanks, friend. All right. Hopefully you guys walked away with a few golden nuggets from this episode. Angie is just amazing, inspiring. She's speaking at all the places, and I just love being alongside and having that front row seat to her journey and her growth. So don't forget, if you want all of her links, you can go to the show notes at elizabethhenson.co/E118. She is Angie Janine on Instagram. She's so engaging and entertaining and loves getting DMs and all the things. So let her know that you listened to this episode, and let us know if it inspired you to go start a Facebook group. And Angie's a little bit of a different example because she already has a really strong an engaged community. So creating her Facebook group was a no-brainer and just another checkpoint, and has really enhanced her experience for her students. So I hope this was helpful, and I am just so grateful as always to have you here. Make sure you leave us a review, share with a friend, and we will see you next time.